Okay, welcome back. Part 3 of Federalist number 6. The causes of hostility among nations are innumerable. There are some which have a general and almost constant operation upon the collective bodies of society. Of this description are the love of power, or the desire of preeminence and dominion. Love of power and the desire of preeminence or dominion. The jealousy of power, or the desire for equality and safety. There are others which have a more circumscribed, though an equally operative influence within their spheres. Such are the rivalships and competitions of commerce between commercial nations. And there are others not less numerous than either of the former, which take their origin entirely in private passions, in the attachment, enmities, interests, hopes, and fears of leading individuals in the communities of which they are members. Men of this class, whether the favorites of a king or of a people, have in too many instances abused the confidence they possessed, and assuming the pretext of some public motive, have not scrupled to sacrifice the national tranquility to personal advantage or personal gratification. This is what Publius thinks human beings are capable of doing. Always trying to make themselves richer, always trying to make themselves more powerful, dominate others, whether in a small place or in a dominion, some little kingdom or kingdom. So you see, he looks at human beings as always selfish, as always looking for ways to enrich themselves or to gain power because of vanity, because they want to look good, or because they want to rule over others. So when you look at this paragraph, he has got a very, very realistic, sometimes too realistic view of human beings. It's like you can't trust any of them with power. And that's what makes these papers, these Federalist Papers, and Constitution a great thing, because at that time they sat down and they said, we don't know who's going to come to power. We know our first president is going to be Washington. We can trust him. But who's going to come after him? Who is going to be the Speaker in the House? Who is going to be the person who's most influential in the Senate? These people are always power or money hungry, or both. So we have to create a system that is as immune as humanly possible from these passions, from these vanities, from this lust, thirst in a bad way for power, to dominate others. So he goes down and he says at first, he says, you say commercial nations, they're peaceful. They don't go to war with one another. And he's going to show in this paper that you're crazy if you think that. He says always looking for advantage over others. There are some which have a general and almost constant operation upon the collective bodies of societies. And collective bodies of societies, in other words, societies, are not immune to these diseases. If a human being has the passion to dominate, has the passion to gain wealth for himself or herself, society is no better. Society is going to be worse. It's a collection of these people. So he's being extremely realistic. Of this description are the love of power, the desire for preeminence, showing, oh, I am an eminent person, I am a very powerful and important person. And dominion, again, ruling over others, whether a small group or a large group, whether ruling with absolute power or something like it. Dominion is when you're talking about dominating others, it's not a good thing. The jealousy of power or the desire of equality and safety. The jealousy of power, they distrust power in others or they want it for themselves. And sometimes even they don't want to see anybody becoming unequal to them, moving forward, so they're going to have animosity towards that person that is maybe doing better. Just because they're jealous in our sense, that they were too lazy, they couldn't do it. Now they're jealous of others because others can't do it. Such are the rivalships, rivalry, when there's a competition, serious competition. Except he's talking about competition here for power, which can turn out to be ugly at the end. And competitions of commerce between commercial nations, nations who are involved in commerce. They compete against one another. If Holland can sell you something and England can sell you the same thing, the people in Holland would prefer that you buy their shipment, so they'll do anything to stop England from having an advantage. And vice versa. It's true for English will do the same thing, French will do the same thing to the other two. So he's like, you got to be realistic. All these factors create a situation where countries, states sitting next to each other, or in a let's say part of a continent, they are not going to put their jealousies aside unless they're united. If they sit there as countries, independent countries, then they act like independent countries. They act like independent societies. And we just said that Publius, especially Hamilton, thinks you're mistaken if you think human beings can do all these awful things and societies can't. Because usually when people get in a group, it's easier for them to get manipulated and forget what their core of humanity is. Mob mentality. Sometimes, he says, personalities get power, whether it's a king or somebody else that holds power, is powerful, and they want to show that they're good. They will do craziest things that are not reasonable, that won't be good in the long run, but they want to buy favors of their people or the people they rule over. And have not scrupled to sacrifice the national tranquility to personal advantage or personal gratification. And these people, because of their short-sightedness, because they want that glory for themselves, however mistaken it is, however wrong it is, they will even drag a nation, take a nation to war, start a war, and destroy a nation's tranquility, peace and calm, because they think it's personally to their advantage, or it personally gratifies them, gives them satisfaction, personal gratification. And it's the same thing around the world right now. I mean, look at the United States. Do you think for 1 second this president that has been elected is thinking about the good of the country? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you can go around the world, and the majority of the world is led by selfish, self-gratifying people. And you say, Hushang, don't say that. Hushang, don't say that. They'll come after you. I'll say the time for us to be scared is over. We need to change the world. So come along. We can do it. I'm going to do everything I can with a $20 will, with a $20 phone. And as long as Creator of the universe is going to give me agency, I am going to do what I can to change this world for the better. If it doesn't work, it's up to you. You're the next generation. You can do it. Just don't let others tell you you can't. Because all they want, all the people that are not good, that are not thinking about the future of this planet, or are just helpless, they're just hopeless. Can't call them evil, that's not right. But they are naysayers, negative people. Don't let them get you down. And there are a small minority that just want to pocket the money as much as they can, and they don't care about this planet and life on it. So don't be suckers. Do not be fooled by them.